Hi there! Welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Luna, and today we're going to learn 10 super useful phrasal verbs that native English speakers use all the time in everyday conversation. These are the kinds of expressions you'll hear at work, at home, with friends, really anywhere. So get comfortable, grab a notebook if you want to take notes, and let's dive right in. Number 1. Cry off. This phrasal verb means to cancel something you agreed to do, usually at the last minute. It's like when you promise to go somewhere or do something with someone, but then you change your mind and you tell them you can't do it anymore. We often use this when someone backs out of plans. For example, imagine you and your friend Sarah plan to go to a concert together next Friday. You bought the tickets weeks ago and you were really excited. But then on Thursday night, Sarah calls you and says she's not feeling well and she can't go anymore. You might tell another friend, Sarah cried off at the last minute. So now I have an extra ticket. Here's another one. Let's say your coworker agreed to help you with a big presentation at work. You were counting on him to prepare half of the slides. But 2 days before the presentation, he tells you he's too busy with another project. You could say to your boss, I'm sorry, but Tom cried off, so I had to finish all the slides by myself. Number 2. Cry out. This one means to shout or yell loudly, usually because you're in pain, you're scared, or you need help urgently. It's a sudden, loud sound that comes out of your mouth when something intense happens. For example, picture this. You're walking in your kitchen at night and it's dark. Suddenly, you step on your cat's tail by accident. Your cat cries out in pain and runs away. You feel terrible because you didn't mean to hurt your pet. The cat made that loud, sharp sound because it was hurt. Here's another one. Imagine you're watching a scary movie with your roommate. There's a really frightening scene where the monster jumps out from behind a door. Your roommate is so surprised and scared that she cries out and grabs your arm. Everyone in the room jumped because the scene was so intense. Number 3. Cut across. This phrasal verb means to go through a place instead of going around it, usually to make your journey shorter or faster. It's like taking a shortcut. You're not following the normal path. You're going directly through something to save time. For example, let's say you're walking to the grocery store and normally you walk along the sidewalk, following all the streets. But today you're in a hurry. So instead of walking all the way around the block, you cut across the park. It takes you 5 minutes instead of 15. You saved so much time by going straight through. Here's another one. Imagine you're driving to your friend's house and there's a lot of traffic on the main road. Your friend tells you don't take the highway. Just cut across the neighborhood streets and you'll get here faster. So you take the smaller streets through the residential area instead of sitting in traffic. Number 4. Cut back. This means to reduce the amount of something you're doing, making, or spending. You're doing less of it than before. It's very similar to cutting down, and we use it when we want to decrease something. For example, your company has been spending too much money on office supplies. The manager decides that starting next month, they need to cut back and save money. So they tell everyone, we're going to cut back on unnecessary expenses. Maybe they'll buy cheaper pens or print fewer copies of documents. Here's another one. Let's say you've been working 60 hours a week for the past 3 months and you're exhausted. You decide you need more time for yourself and your family. So you talk to your boss and you say, I need to cut back on my hours. From now on, I'll work 40 hours a week instead. Number 5. Cut back on. This is almost the same as cut back, but we use it when we want to say exactly what we're reducing. You always follow it with the thing you want less of. It means to reduce or decrease the amount of something specific. For example, your doctor tells you that your blood pressure is too high and you need to be healthier. She says you should cut back on salt and sugar. That means you need to eat less salty and sweet food. So you start cooking with less salt and you stop buying cookies and candy. Here's another one. Imagine your friend is always tired and he drinks 5 cups of coffee every day. His hands shake and he can't sleep at night. You're worried about him, so you say, maybe you should cut back on coffee. You're suggesting that he should drink less coffee, maybe just 1 or 2 cups a day instead of 5. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this lesson and finding these phrasal verbs helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We upload new videos every single day to help you improve your English and speak more naturally. Your support really means the world to me, and it helps other English learners find these lessons too. Okay, let's keep going. Number 6, cut down. This phrasal verb means to reduce the amount or number of something, very similar to cut back. We use this when we want to do less of something or use less of something. For example, imagine you've been eating fast food almost every day and you've gained weight. You're not feeling healthy. So you decide to make a change. You tell your family, I'm going to cut down on junk food. Actually, in this case, cut down and cut down on are both correct. You're going to eat less unhealthy food. Here's another one. Let's say there's a big tree in your backyard that's blocking all the sunlight from reaching your garden. Your vegetables aren't growing because they need sun. So you call someone to cut down the tree. In this case, cut down means to chop down or remove the tree completely. It's a different meaning, but we use the same phrasal verb. Number 7, cut down on. Just like cut back on, this means to reduce or use less of something specific. You're being more careful about how much of something you use or consume. For example, your monthly electricity bill is really expensive. You're spending $200 every month and you want to save money. So you start turning off lights when you leave a room and you don't use the air conditioner as much. You're cutting down on electricity. You're using less power in your home. Here's another one. Maybe your teenage son spends 6 hours every day playing video games. He's not doing his homework, and his grades are getting worse. You sit down with him and say, you need to cut down on gaming and focus more on school. You're asking him to spend less time playing games. Number 8, cut in. This phrasal verb has a few meanings, but the most common one is to interrupt someone when they're talking, or to push in front of people in a line. It's when you jump into a conversation or a line without waiting your turn. For example, you're at a coffee shop waiting in line. You've been waiting for 10 minutes and you're almost at the front. Suddenly, someone walks up and stands right in front of you without asking. They cut in line. That's very rude and unfair because you were there first. Everyone else is annoyed because that person didn't wait like everyone else. Here's another one. Imagine you're telling your friend a story about your weekend. You're in the middle of explaining what happened and suddenly your other friend starts talking and doesn't let you finish. She cut in and started talking about her own weekend. It's frustrating when someone cuts in because you weren't done speaking yet. Number 9, cut it out. This is an informal way to tell someone to stop doing something annoying or bad. It's like saying stop it, but we say cut it out. We use this especially with children or when we're a bit frustrated with someone's behavior. For example, you're trying to work from home and your little brother keeps making loud noises and singing in the next room. You can't concentrate on your work. Finally, you open the door and say, cut it out. I'm trying to focus. You're telling him to stop being noisy. Here's another one. Let's say 2 of your friends keep teasing you about something and it's not funny anymore. At first it was okay, but now it's bothering you. So you look at them and say, okay guys, cut it out. That's enough. You're telling them to stop teasing you because you don't like it anymore. Number 10, cut off. This phrasal verb has several meanings. The most common one is to stop supplying something like electricity, water, or phone service. It can also mean to interrupt someone or to stop communication with someone. For example, you forgot to pay your phone bill for 2 months. The phone company sent you reminders, but you were too busy and you forgot. One day you try to make a call and your phone doesn't work. The company cut off your service because you didn't pay. You can't use your phone until you pay the bill. Here's another one. Imagine your cousin borrowed money from you 6 months ago and promised to pay you back. But every time you ask about it, he makes excuses and avoids you. Finally, you get tired of it and you decide to cut him off. You stop talking to him and you don't invite him to family events anymore. You've ended your relationship with him because of his behavior. And that's it for today. We've covered 10 really useful phrasal verbs that you'll hear native speakers use all the time. Try to practice these in your own conversations. Maybe write a few sentences using each one, or try to notice them when you're watching TV shows or movies in English. The more you use them, the more natural they'll feel. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, we upload new videos every single day, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any lessons. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.